They may not be the fanciest of footwear, but flip-flops, also called thongs, are inexpensive and comfortable. It's believed these flat sandals with the Y-shaped strap are modeled after traditional Japanese sandals that have a wooden sole and a Y strap woven from plant fibers. The anatomy of a flip-flop is pretty basic. A sole and Y-shaped straps called uppers. The sole is constructed from a top and bottom. They make the bottom out of either heat-moldable plastic or rubber. An injection molding machine shoots the molten material into passing molds. Two fans positioned over the injector kickstart the cooling process. Then a continuous water cooling system takes over. 3.5 minutes after injection, the material is solid. They make the top soles from 8.5mm thick rubber sheets. A hydraulic press forces a sole-shaped die through the sheet, like a cookie cutter slicing through dough. The die also cuts a hole and 2 slits for attaching the uppers. Some flip-flops have decorations on the top soles. The design is applied on each pair manually, using a standard screen printing process. The factory prepares a screen for each color of the design. The screen is kind of like a stencil, open mesh in the shape of the design, and the rest of the mesh is blocked. Workers load a pair of soles in each station of a rotary screen printing machine. Then they mount the screens. They close the first screen over the pair of soles, then with a squeegee, spread ink across the screen surface. The ink passes through the open mesh, applying the design. They move the soles to the next screen and do the same with the second color of ink, and so on. Now for the uppers. For this flip-flop style, they glue ribbon onto cotton tape. Once they've correctly positioned the ribbon, they stitch it in place. Then they connect the left side and right side straps with masking tape. Add a toe piece, then stitch everything together. For aesthetics, they sew a cover piece over the toe piece. Uppers give the flip-flops their look through different materials, colors, thicknesses, and embellishments. The design possibilities are endless. Now, to connect the uppers to the top sole, workers insert the toe piece into the toe hole and a strap end into each slit. They apply glue, trim the ends, then insert a last, a foot form in the required shoe size. They pull the straps tightly against it. Next, they coat the bottom of the top sole and the top of the bottom sole with glue. Then a quick trip through an oven activates the adhesive. Workers then place the bottom sole on a positioning guide and stick the top sole onto it, locking the strap ends in between. This is instant contact glue, so they have just one chance to get the alignment right. A 4-second bonding experience in a press, and they're soulmates. However, the former bottom sole is slightly larger than the former top sole. So, with a high-speed sander, workers trim off the excess, leaving the edge even and smooth. After a manual sanding touch-up if necessary, and thorough quality control inspection, the flip-flops are ready for packaging. Workers stuff a wad of paper under the uppers to prop them up should the bag get squashed during transport. Once considered strictly beachwear, flip-flops have stepped it up in style to become fashionable everyday footwear.
Ever wonder how ballerinas manage to dance on the tips of their toes? It takes years of training, remarkable skill, and special ballet slippers. These toe shoes are handmade in what's truly a manufacturing pas de deux, a graceful pairing of traditional methods and modern materials. They sew the toe shoe's exterior from 3 pieces of satin. They cut those pieces using a press equipped with a metal die. It slices through enough fabric at a time to make 4 pairs of shoes. They also cut a pure cotton lining for each piece to protect the dancer's feet from irritation. This V-shaped piece is called the vamp. It'll become the front half of the shoe. The seamstress extends the V by attaching the 2 other satin pieces called the quarter panels. They'll form the back half of the shoe. She sews the ends of the V together, making a heel seam, which she reinforces with a rayon ribbon. Then she feeds the same type of ribbon through a special machine that folds it in half over a drawstring. She stitches it to the top perimeter of the shoe. This encased drawstring will enable the dancer to pull the shoe tightly around her foot. Now they put the satin upper onto a wooden form to check the sizing. It's absolutely critical that the height of the vamp be correct to within 3 millimeters. If it's even slightly off, the top of the shoe will cut into the dancer's foot. The shoemaker nails the cotton lining to an insole on the bottom of the form. The insole is made of rigid cardboard for support, imbued with plastic for flexibility. After trimming off the excess, he glues the lining onto the insole, making neat little pleats. Once the glue dries, he removes the nail and trims the excess pleating to eliminate any bumps that would irritate the foot. Now they sculpt the toe box, the hard encasing inside the tip of the shoe. It's made of papier-mâché, only instead of paper and paste, they use fabric and paste. Then they soften up a piece of resin-coated cotton in water and apply it on top. Next, they saturate 2 pieces of burlap with paste and apply them one after the other over the cotton. The paste is made of flour, water, starches, and a rubber and plastic-based resin that hardens to a semi-flexible state. That's key because the toe box has to be stiff enough to bear the dancer's full weight, yet flexible enough so that the ballerina can move fluidly. Now the final layer of fabric, a piece of pure cotton. They wrap the toe box in plastic wrap to keep the hammer clean as they square off the front, creating what's known as the platform. Then they press the toe box onto a piece of marble to make it completely flat. They verify that the platform is perfectly square. If not, the ballerina will topple over. After letting the toe box dry for 24 hours, they glue the lining over it with contact cement. They trim off the excess, then glue the satin over the lining, forming delicate pleats. They use lighter glue this time because contact cement would stain the fabric. They apply a foam filler to even out the shoe's underside, then coat it with high-strength vinyl glue. They apply the same glue to a sole, then leave both to air dry. 24 hours later, they put them on a heater set to 93 degrees Celsius. This reactivates the dried glue in about half a minute. They apply the sole, then put the shoe in a press for 15 seconds to solidify the bond. Now they can remove the shoe from the form. The sole is made of suede, a material that has just the right amount of grip. It's non-slip, yet still enables the dancer to glide smoothly across the floor. The last step is to glue in a white suede sock liner. It cushions the ballerina's foot and keeps it from slipping forward when she's dancing on her toes.